couldn't be happier.
It's more important than ever that you lift everyone's spirits.
The Wicked for Good final trailer is finally here, and while everyone's talking about the big moments, there are hidden details and Easter eggs you probably missed, including one that might have spoiled the biggest twist in Wicked history. We're breaking down the trailer, and just a quick heads up, if you've never seen the Wicked musical, a few of these might count as spoilers, but trust me, they're too good to miss. So stick with me till the end because you'll want to see every detail.
Just look at me. Not with your eyes. With theirs.
The trailer opens with Glinda. She's putting on her crown, but she's not smiling and looks visibly upset, which is ironic because the song playing over this moment is Couldn't Be Happier. Opening with her sadness already tells us this story is about the consequences of her choices in part 1. John M. Chu literally said part 1 was choices, part 2 is consequences. Next, we get a shot of the Emerald City, but this time Glinda's touch is everywhere. She's basically pinkified the whole place, even painting the train pink, the same one she and Elphaba rode in the first movie.
I wouldn't want to impose. It doesn't matter. Just come with me. I couldn't possibly. This is your moment. I'm coming.
There are flowers, ribbons, and glitter scattered all around. It's a small detail that shows how Glinda is reshaping Oz into her own picture of perfection. We also see a group of girls dressed in pink welcoming Glinda, which I assume is a nod to the Lullaby League from the original Wizard of Oz movie. Then we see Madame Morrible showing Glinda her iconic bubble, the one that becomes her signature way of floating around Oz, but it's not actually magic at all. Since Glinda doesn't really have powers, the bubble works mechanically, built by the wizard to keep fooling the people of Oz. In the stage musical, we never see how it functions, but in the movie, we finally do. Glinda presses a small button with her foot and the bubble activates. And to complete the illusion, Morrible hands her the wand we all know as Glinda's symbol, even saying it really sells it, meaning the bubble, the wand, the glittering image of the good witch, it's all stage propaganda. Next, we see Fiyero and his squad greeting Glinda, and this is the moment their engagement is announced. If you look closely, it seems like he and the squad are breaking into a little dance, and in the background, there's even a Weezomania banner, a callback to the One Short Day sequence from the first movie.
There are wonders like I've never seen. It's all grand. It's all green.
But the real detail here is in Fiyero himself. Fans of the musical already know his fate. He becomes the Scarecrow, and the movie is teasing that transformation early. His captain's jacket has thistle embroidery stitched into it, a subtle nod to straw. His hair also looks noticeably blonder, which matches the Scarecrow's head stuffed with straw. And if you pause on his uniform, it's literally the exact same jacket the Scarecrow is wearing later in the trailer. During the Thank Goodness celebration, Elphaba storms in through the clouds and crashes the festivities. The citizens of Oz scatter in panic, and if it looks familiar, that's because we saw a version of this shot in the first trailer. But this time, the clouds are filled with color. Flying on her broom, she writes, "Our wizard lies in the cloud," which is definitely a nod to the 1939 Wizard of Oz, where Margaret Hamilton's Wicked Witch Sky writes, "Surrender, Dorothy."
Who's her?
It's the witch. She's followed us here.
Surrender, Dorothy.
Oh, Dorothy? Who's Dorothy?
Even the Universal logo got a wicked makeover. The whole thing is green themed, but if you look closely at the moon, there's actually a swirling tornado hidden inside it. That's the tornado that brings Dorothy's house to Oz, and layered over it, we hear the iconic Wicked Witch cackle. It cuts to her flying on her broom, and she pulls her hair back in a way that's almost identical to her entrance shot at Shiz in the first movie.
You're green.
Elphaba lands at the scene of Dorothy's house crash. Dorothy's house has crash landed as it does in The Wizard of Oz, and we don't yet know for sure whether they'll preserve the plot beat from the original where it falls on the Wicked Witch of the East, but what's undeniable is how faithfully the movie recreates this iconic visual.
The Munchkins call me because a new witch has just dropped a house on the Wicked Witch of the East. And there's the house, and here you are. And that's all that's left of the Wicked Witch of the East.
The angle where the house rests on the yellow brick road matches classic angle shots from the 1939 film. The architecture of the house, the slanted roof, the wooden walls, the porch, the windows, all designed to mirror that sudden impact moment from the original. Then we see the moment Elphaba casts the spell that transforms Fiyero into the Scarecrow, saving him from death. It all happens while she's singing No Good Deed, one of her most powerful and emotional songs. It's a dark, pivotal moment that shows both the depth of her love for him and the cost of her magic, because saving Fiyero means changing him forever. also see her flying in the air without her broom, which isn't normal for her in the Broadway version. That signals she's now channeling pure magic directly from herself. Next, we see the Munchkins putting up the Beware the Wicked Witch poster that appears during No One Mourns the Wicked in the first movie. A moment that underscores Elphaba's growing notoriety and the public's perception of her as a villain. Then it cuts to Elphaba and Glinda having an argument on the yellow brick road, leading to the catfight from the stage musical. Interestingly, this catfight was actually foreshadowed during What Is This Feeling in the first movie, when Glinda and Elphaba's rivalry first starts to bubble.
People expect me to fly. Be encouraging.
Next, we see Glinda walking toward her bubble transport, pausing to stare at her own reflection. This moment likely takes place during the new song Girl in the Bubble. Ariana Grande described this song as a pivotal point in Glinda's journey, where she decides to truly earn her title as the Good Witch. Next, we see Madame Morrible conjuring the tornado that brings Dorothy to Oz. One detail that really stands out is the slight sepia tone of the scene, a clever nod to Kansas in the 1939 movie, where everything is colorless before Dorothy arrives in Oz. It immediately connects the two stories visually. Looking closer at Madame Morrible herself, there are subtle details that highlight her specialty. The lightning motifs on her outfit, her hair shaped almost like swirling clouds, all cues that she's a master of weather manipulation.
Not to fret, weather is my specialty. Mustn't let you get wet.
Speaking of not letting Elphaba get wet, the trailer cuts to the March of the Witch Hunters, and they're carrying buckets labeled Melt Water, clearly intended as a weapon to harm her. Next, we see Elphaba inside the wizard's castle, and she summons her hat and broom to leave. The motion is almost reminiscent of how Thor summons his hammer in the Marvel movies.
What am I looking at?
Oh, sometimes it takes a second.
The walls behind her are lit with colorful disco lights forming a rainbow. This could be a nod to the classic Somewhere Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz, connecting back to the original film, or it could just symbolize the pride flag since Wicked has a large LGBTQ fanbase. Then we get a glimpse of Glinda and Fiyero's wedding, and the visuals immediately stand out because they give off serious Crazy Rich Asians wedding vibes, and that's no coincidence. Both films were directed by John M. Chu. Next, the trailer gives us a glimpse of As Long As You're Mine, the passionate duet between Elphaba and Fiyero. This is one of the most emotional numbers from the stage musical, and seeing it on screen feels even more intimate. We finally get our first close-up shots of the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. The Cowardly Lion, of course, we've already seen back in part 1, who at that time was just the trembling lion cub in Dr. Dilliman's class that Elphaba and Fiyero rescued. The Tin Man in particular looks incredible.
What have you done to me?
We see Nessarose's silver slippers glowing ruby red. In the stage musical, Elphaba casts a spell on them so Nessarose can walk. But since Marissa Bode, who plays her, uses a wheelchair in real life, the movie reimagines this moment. Instead of walking, she actually takes flight. The glowing red is also a nod to the iconic ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz.
Ruby slippers, what have you done with them? Give them back to me or I'll... It's too late. There they are, and there they'll stay.
We see Glinda performing her good witch duties, and she and her attendants break into a dance number that looks a lot like the choreography from What Is This Feeling in part 1. And during Wonderful, Glinda and Elphaba actually share a dance that mirrors their Ozdust ballroom scene. Then there's Dorothy, but not in the way you might expect. It's been revealed that the movie won't cast anyone to physically play her. Instead, they're preserving Judy Garland's iconic image by only showing Dorothy from afar, or as a present. In the trailer, we see her shadow holding up the Wicked Witch's broomstick after melting her, which perfectly mirrors how the stage musical handled it.
Bring me the broom of the Wicked Witch of the